Podcast number 7, Lean Six Sigma acceptance process. Let's try to translate data analysis results today into actionable plan. Hello everyone. In the previous podcast number 7, I briefly analyzed the results of the acceptance model for Lean Six Sigma using structural equation methodology called SEM. Today I will show you two examples that will show you how to turn the obtained analysis results into a feasible plan. But let's start with some general tips to make yourself aware of some things. First of all, we should realize that if we want to take advantage of the wealth of statistics that SEM offers us, we still need to spend a lot of time to make good use of these results. As you can see, the issue must be approached comprehensively. At this point, I'm assuming that everyone has done their homework and everybody is adequately familiar with the theories of perception and acceptance. Otherwise, you will simply don't know what you are doing and will be wasting your time. My experience shows that in order to don't disturb the work of the organization, the workshop activities of an appropriately composed team usually lasts several weeks to develop an action plan. I think it's reasonable to have 1 month as a goal to achieve this result. First, we need to look at how attitudes are formed. We remember here that theoretical foundations and the chain of relationship between attitudes and previously formed beliefs. The analysis should clearly show what is not working in this chain of dependencies. Are the beliefs limiting? Do they not support the implementation of Lean Six Sigma? Or did some of the internal or external factors turn out to be statistically insignificant, which means that they do not support our considered implementation? In the example shown previously, during previous podcast, the P3 parameter turned out to be problematic. Such weaknesses, properly identified during the performance analysis, should be included in the action plan as potential areas for further improvement. What does it mean? Watch communication channels for getting right attitudes. Lean, Kaizen events, Six Sigma projects are arena where different opinions, thoughts are clashing. During official meetings, project reviews, even training sessions with management representatives, views are becoming similar and usually positive. You think everything is okay. However, in localized channels, on personal level, true opinions are freely presented by the team members. Do they change from the ones raised during official meetings? Since adoption process depends strongly on the local channels, especially at the beginning of implementation, so-called persuasion stage, analyze quality of the communication in order to support team morale. The persuasion stage usually occurs after the training is made, while the knowledge stage is more cognitive, centered. The persuasion stage is more affective or feeling-centered. Thus, the individual is involved more sensitively with the innovation at the persuasion stage. The degree of uncertainty about the innovation's functioning and the social reinforcement from others, colleagues, peers, team members, affect the individual's opinions and beliefs about the innovation. Close peers' subjective evaluations of the innovation that reduce uncertainty about the innovation outcomes are usually more credible to the individual, while information about a new innovation is usually available from outside experts and scientific evaluations. Teachers, in this case new belts, usually seek it from trusted friends and colleagues whose subjective opinions of a new innovation are most convincing. Just to summarize, how your birds are communicating. Do your green belts learn from black belts' experience and black belts from the master black belt? Or they work like isolated islands? Innovation is created also horizontally, so again, watch communication of the belts between project team members. Does it create attitude toward using the Six Sigma Lean? What can be improved there? Some words about coaching mentoring. Be aware that even already adopted Six Sigma can be rejected at later stage. Our experience shows that newly trained belts need to be assisted by experienced mentor coach for at least duration of 2-3 projects. These projects and process must be systematic and fair. From organizational perspective, we strongly recommend that belts are mentored systematically until at least they have been certified. However, by certification, we understand process of their self-empowerment. After making several projects, belts create their own way of doing it. It confirms that Six Sigma as innovation is accepted and adopted. On the other hand, it has to be ensured that the reinvention process is properly monitored, usually by master black belt or more experienced black belts, to keep it in accordance to the make rules. And as always, we need to make the changes improvements obvious. When the changes are observable for all employees, real and visible, they become very motivating. I don't want to speak today about techniques of visualization because it could probably took the whole evening, but try to think what could be improved here and what could be implemented. Ensure also proper communication in the matter too. Example number 2. What are sample questions for developing a corrective plan to improve individual factors affecting the acceptance of Six Sigma in terms of organizational and process characteristics? These characteristics, as you may remember, is a part of measurement system for the SEM model. The question marked in red on this slide attracts attention, of course. This is just an example. At first glance, it seems that it is not the employee's job to be able to translate the strategy into his own backyard. You can tell me that someone in the organization should do it well, at least when cascading goals. Believe me, if a given employee is not able to translate it for himself, he will lose the sense of meaning and will naturally become passive during the implementation. What do these questions mean? Notice, for example, that we are dealing here with a knowledge transfer process. Employees will be asked different questions before the introductory training, different questions during the training, and you will hear different questions a month later after the training has been made. Be properly prepared for this. The learning process does not begin and finishes with the training alone. This is a big tip. Please contact me if necessary. You can always visualize the weaknesses we have indicated during our data analysis and keep at least some of them as a KPIs to be improved. They can be and they should be systematically monitored. That's all, guys, for today. At the same time, this is the last podcast in which I explain the use of the acceptance process to implement the Lean Six Sigma management conception. As always, I invite you to deepen your knowledge, for example, by reading good books on this subject. Bye.